Welcome back, tribe. Been a minute, took a little vacation. And I come back to this insanity. I got 3 articles here. Let's just start off with the headlines because honestly, it's not getting better. And you only really notice how much worse it's getting when you take a break and come back to this kind of madness. People are resetting their virginity on New Year's Day. That's one. Transformer woman slams modern dating culture, claiming that men have grown too sensitive and need to stop expecting princess treatment from their partners and take charge. Boys need to start being boys. You know who's saying this? Gorlock. Gorlock the Destroyer is making headlines. Okay, let's continue. So Gorlock is telling boys how to be boys. You got a Florida mom that gets barred from dropping her kids off private Christian school over a decal promoting her OnlyFans page. Can't make this up. There it is. All right. Unfortunately, we're giving her more clout and some bozos are going to subscribe, but that it is what it is. We have to call it out. So how do you reset your virginity on New Year's Day? Let's find out real quick. The most surprising trend of the new year so far, unfortunately, doesn't have anything to do with classic Madonna song. Social media users are jokingly declaring, not jokingly, some people are actually doing this, when the clock struck midnight, they became virgins again. In 2024, meaning all of our body counts have reset to 0. Who says this? Rapper Lil Nas X tweeted that. The guy that sold his butthole to Hollywood and the music industry just to get put in some form of infamy in society and lauded as an artist. You sold your butthole and now you're famous and you got all the money in the world, but you have to answer that call when the people in the dark shadows want to do what they want to do with you. We've heard of the new year, new me, but this is something else. And it actually says a lot about our current attitudes about sex and virginity, which are surprisingly outdated for 2024. So this is the predictive programming here. This is the narrative being spun. People that read this go, yeah, that's a good idea. They don't think about why they're pushing these kinds of articles, why the degeneracy keeps getting worse, why they keep pushing this kind of crap on you. Because it makes you weak. It makes you vulnerable, not just independently, like for your own sake, but imagine you ever rise to prominence and you challenge the power. You will, as a man, on a man's front, if you engage in promiscuity, they'll do to you what they've done to Russell Brand. You'll be labeled a rapist, a sex fiend, and that you've done all these horrendous acts to women against their will. No proof whatsoever. You don't even need a police case active and open investigating you. You just need anonymous sources in a investigative journalism piece. That's it. This is what it takes. I'm at risk. Any other man's at risk that wants to speak up against the current establishment, because why not, dude? Get you to indulge in this stupidity. I regret it every day because it has made me an easier target as opposed to not engaging in any of that. The Pence rule or being like a Joe Rogan where you've been married for a long time. These are the people that can withstand these kind of accusations. So they have to throw the plan B, racism, or plan C. Maybe when it gets so bad enough and the public gets tired of the same old, oh, he forced himself on her argument, they're going to go to kids next. I guarantee it. Something of the nature, man. It's very easy to frame people. Right now, the one that's basically in the consciousness of the society at whole is if multiple women come forward and say you've done something, you're automatically guilty. They just have to print a few headlines and that's it. You get demonetized and erased from the internet. But once that stops working, they have to up the ante again. What's worse than multiple women? Kids. It's just a natural progression of the beast trying to maintain its power when everything around us is crumbling. Society crumbling, income crumbling, housing crumbling, crime skyrocketing, infrastructure crumbling. You know, you like look around you. Everybody in some tribalistic fashion hates one another down to what you believe in your head. And everybody has different beliefs. It's insane, man. When you take some time off, when you take a week or so off, like completely disconnecting from technology and say like, yeah, dude, world's pretty chill. Hey, there's actually nice people around here just living. And then you come back to this constant anxiety, constant threat. Oh my God, prepare for World War III. I just came back to reading France, Germany, Britain, all the defense ministers and NATO military personnel that's high up saying that prepare for a confrontation with Russia. This is wild. We're already predictive programming. They're already prepping us for confrontation, for war. And who's going to fight their wars? Surely not me and you. We have nothing to do with any of this. That was Article 1. Now we have this moronic Gorlock the Destroyer, yet another clown show. Quite literally, a clown show. When you have a person so grotesquely ugly, so grotesque in general, that they're made out to be, or I should say, paraded around podcasts, paraded around culture in general. What is this? This website is Daily Mail. So this is the mainstream media getting a taste of Gorlock the Destroyer. Wow, man. So Gorlock is going to tell us, calls them an influencer, that boldly stating society is too sensitive and boys need to start being boys. I feel like we live in a very sensitive society right now where it's almost like, no, babe, chill out. Do you see what I mean? This is designed to make you stupid. This is distracting us from what's really happening. Elections are around the corner. And not only just presidential elections here in America, but elections around the world. Look at the stuff that's happening with the farmers. Nobody's reporting on the farmers. Europe is like Europe-wide. It has spread everywhere. From France all the way to Romania to wherever, in between Germany, Italy. There are multiple countries undergoing intense protests from farmers and truckers. We instead are being fed Gorlock the Destroyer saying, no, babe, chill out. Okay, dude. Another quote here. It seems to be a lot of men expecting women in their relationships, especially when they're in a committed relationship already, to go above and beyond, and them just almost doing nothing. Please, what are the comments saying? It's just a joke. Speechless, yikes, so scary. Is this an excuse for not getting a date? I'm confused. Irony is dead. I wish I could unsee this. What could one say? Complete madness. Yes, pretty much. On to the third one. Talking about irony. You're advertising your adult entertainment at a private Christian school. Have you no freaking shame? Of course not, dude. Look at the evil in her face. Look at this person. Does not care. It's all about her. Absolutely making her kid's life hell in school. Doesn't care as long as more money comes in. Her child is a prop to her that she can leverage for more money. This is wild, dude. And nobody is shaming this person. The school just barred her, but the society at large, why do we put up with this? This is wild. Florida mom has been barred from dropping off her kids at their private Christian prep school's parking lot over, just dropping them off. Didn't even kick the kid out or anything because the mom. The bare minimum. Parking lot over a car decal promoting her adult content on OnlyFans. Fox, Oregon. Of course it's Oregon. Michelle Blah, who goes by Blah on OnlyFans, told Business Insider that she has a large decal promoting her page on the rear windshield of her SUV and also on the back of her husband's car. Are you kidding me? Dude, seriously. On her husband's car. How can you call yourself a man? I'm speechless. She said the permanent decals had been on the vehicles for about 2 years. However, Klein told BI that it was only within the past 3 weeks that concerned parents at Liberty Christian Prep School in Tavares voiced that they did not want their children to see the imagery. Lexi Thomas, a parent at the school, told Fox 12 Oregon that a decal was a distraction for her children. She said, no matter how poorly or how good I parent, porn is there. And that's kind of the first thing they're seeing when they're going into a place that should be educating them. Bravo, good mom. After several parents complained, Klein said the principal told her she'd have to park off campus across from the street. Good. Should have warned her, if you don't stop promoting your adult entertainment in front of kids at school, your child will be expelled. Consequently, her children must now cross a busy road to school. Oh my God, this is how they're going to tug on your heartstrings. As an outsider reading this, her children have to cross the street, a busy one, because this poor mom just wants to advertise her business. I'm currently in a country where they cut your hand off for stealing. It's safe. I haven't seen a single advertisement of a woman showing too much skin anywhere. People are basically dressed appropriately out in public at all times. It's very family friendly. It's refreshing to not be bombarded by people trying to sell me products through sex. Klein said she can understand why displaying the decals ruffling feathers, but she says she feels as though parents are projecting their prejudices onto kids who are seemingly not bothered. Wow, the delusion. 2 of her 3 children who attend the school don't think it's a big deal. 2 of her 3 children. You mean the ones you brainwashed as a mom, the ones you cope to and try to let them know in some manner or another, prep them for being bullied that, it's okay to do adult work. It's nothing to be ashamed about. And one of these kids, maybe two of these kids, might end up doing the same thing. And she's going to be okay with it. And the cycle of depravity continues. Society is not doing its job. Here's how she excuses herself. Other kids at the school could just easily find her vehicle and the SUV in the Walmart parking lot too, she added. I'm not showing any explicit wording or anything that's inappropriate. It's just simply a website. Yeah, it's just simply a website. That's what it is, guys. Simply a website. Nothing adult happening there. If your kid so chooses to subscribe or open up my content to see my business, it's just a website. These people are sick in the head. And she said that other parents asked her to remove the decal off her car, and she's standing her ground. She says she's not going to back down because somebody complained and that they're not offended. You're disgusting. You're a lowlife. You have nothing better to do than sell your body online. And you have a husband. Of all the businesses, of all the ideas, the work available around you, the jobs you could have applied for, you chose to sell your body. And you're such a lowlife scumbag, degenerate, that you choose to advertise your business to school children. You didn't put this up on a billboard. You're not putting this up in bars. You're not doing email advertisements to people that sign up for whatever else you're selling. You're doing this in the parking lot of school children. Great. She says the OnlyFans gig is ultimately her business, she said, and while it may be offensive to some, she told Business Insiders, certainly not illegal. And this is how they cope with themselves doing this degenerate work. It's legal, you know? I just pay taxes like everybody else, but I'm not breaking the law. I just offend people. You don't offend people. You're targeting children. This is the issue. Klein's main concern, however, is now about her children's safety. You should have never done this line of work then if you're concerned about their safety. And now she said that she wants someone to help her kids cross the road safely or to install a crosswalk, of course. The audacity of blonde white women never ceases to amaze me. And she's got a husband. And I bet you he looks exactly like you think he would for accepting this. Unbelievable. Certainly when you start traveling around the world and you really see the differences in cultures and societies, and you're witnessing what used to be the best culture on earth, the best countries on earth, the best places to live on earth have regressed so dramatically, culturally have become so toxic that it's becoming a hazard to raise a family, that it's a legitimate risk to send your kids to public schooling, to college campuses in this country. I'm speaking about America, but Western Europe is more of the same. That there are millions of families out there that, if they could, would leave, and tens of thousands of others that do have the financial ability to leave have left. It's not just dating that's a risk. Getting laid is a very low effort, low value proposition. If you're intentionally looking for a wife or a husband, you want to get married, start a family, you want to give your kids the best possible outcome in life. Raising them in the West is no longer the best possible outcome in life. The odds that your children will be corrupted in some fashion by hypersexualization, hookup culture, adult entertainment everywhere, normalization of degenerate activities like drug use, hard drugs, or anything I've mentioned before, or the amount of explicit content that's just bashing them from even simple TV shows, all the movies, the woke indoctrination that's happening, to have they insert narratives into seemingly harmless content that should have nothing to do with any narrative. It's mind-boggling, man. You have no power as a parent. The fact that your kid can come home and say, I identify as, and if you don't affirm the identification, there are certain states that will take your children away from you, put them up in foster care under the state where they will get abused, and some of them have been trafficked already and ended up offing themselves, is absolutely insane. I would never start a family in the United States of America, at least nowhere near any major metropolitan area. It is absolutely toxic. And then if you want to raise your kids, you're going to have to, again, go way out in the boonies, small towns where people are still grounded, and even that is under threat. It is under attack. Because to get a good education in the West, you have to be in the giant metropolitan areas. That's where all the best colleges are, and those have been corrupted. Unfortunately, that's where all the job opportunities are too. And let's speak about job opportunities as a man, as men in general. When you go to apply today, you're at a disadvantage. If you happen to be an Asian man or a white man, you're absolutely screwed. You're last place in the pool of candidates that they will be looking for because of diversity and inclusion. If you don't fit the criteria that they're looking for simply for the color of your skin or what's in between your legs, you will be passed on for a candidate that has less merit than you to be there. Less experience, less skills, less abilities. And that's really what it is. And that's what it's become. I've gotten so many mails from guys telling me, I don't know what to do. I can't find work. I have multiple certifications. I'm overqualified for a bunch of jobs and I cannot get hired. I've sent out 50 different applications, 100 different applications, legitimately sent out a bunch. Will not hear from anybody. Nobody calls them back. Tell me, man, what is a guy supposed to do under that scenario? And then you have men that have sent me, again, and I've read all of these emails when I get some time, saying how I worked at a company for 10 years, for 15 years, for 20 years, or I've only been here for a few years. I already have to take diversity and inclusion classes. I already get indoctrinated and told that I am the predator. I make people uncomfortable simply being around them, that I'm the problem and have to check my privilege. This is being taught to people in corporations. Grown adults are being socially engineered into behaving in a certain fashion. And then there's the darker side of this. Because they're already on the inside, they see the hiring process. They do speak to the managers and they get told up front, we have to get a woman. We have to get someone with a different color skin. We have to find somebody from this certain background. Why? Just because corporate on high, they want more diversity. They want more inclusion. Oh, but we have all these candidates here and they're well qualified for the job. They're really good. Yeah, but they don't fit the diversity and inclusion metrics we're looking to hit. So can't hire them. Literally go out of their way to hire people that are incompetent for the positions that they're under. And this is going to become a problem for society at large. And I've already heard conversations like this. I don't want pilots that probably aren't white. I don't want to go to a doctor that didn't earn their way over there. So if your doctor's not like Asian or white, they don't want to deal with them, don't want to deal with, and just go down the line of that. I don't want any professional jobs that require extensive training to be done by people that were given a handout to get there. A DEI graduate, a DEI candidate, a DEI pilot, a DEI doctor, a DEI lawyer. There's going to be people that will specifically, and it's going to get bad because some of these people, because they don't deserve to be there, because it wasn't merit based on their own skills and abilities, that they're going to screw up on their jobs. There's already memes happening about like doors flying off airplanes, and they're memeing them saying like, yeah, because that's the DEI pilots and staff running the airplane because they were doing some woke advertisements where it's like all women of color and stuff like that. It's already happening. And it's going to get worse because in critical positions, people are now manning them that shouldn't be there because they don't have the skill set required. But what they do have is the aesthetic that the establishment wants. Unfortunate, man. And that environment is already breeding a ton of tribalism where people are dividing themselves along multiple lines that didn't used to be a problem. I mean, even in the Super Bowl right now that's coming up, there's going to be a black national anthem. That's insane. What does that even mean? It's just the national anthem. You see how bad it's getting? Now, why would you want to raise a family in this kind of environment? Think about it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Shout outs, by the way, to everybody that's been buying shirts. Appreciate you very much. It does help because we can't be too dependent on YouTube. So everybody that's been buying some shirts, appreciate you. The fit, obviously you can see it's very nice. Quality's good. Shipping times are pretty decent depending on where you're at. And you do get a discount on your first order. So thank you once again. We'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.